Alrighty guys, this is snugsonblitz, and I'm back with another video for you today. So by now you may have seen my videos of my top 5 best and worst tanks in tier 6, 7, and 8. Now it's time to move on to tier 9. So I had an interesting game in this tank, the E50, which is the German medium of tier 9. So that's going to be playing in the background. It's a pretty entertaining game in the sense that I decide to go from one side to the other and try and protect my teammates from dying. And I do a pretty good job. Nothing extravagant or amazing, but it's an enjoyable game. Anyway, as we watch that game, I'm going to give you my top 5 worst tier 9 tanks, and I'll explain why. So let's get to it. Coming in at number 5, I'm going to have to give it to the WZ111-1-4. Another tough name to remember. Yeah, I heard that this tank played like an IS-6 in tier 9. No, it doesn't. I pushed in and tried to rumble with the tanks. I got annihilated. It does have decent speed, but it really struggles, I think, against the bigger, more powerful, heavy tanks. There's nothing special about it that I can say stands out. It is a little bit low to the ground. I think it's kind of closer to a heavium, but it's just not really fast enough for me to classify it like that. So, yeah, it was rough going. That's all I can say. And I think most people will struggle with this tank. Coming in at number 4, I'm going to give it to the T55. Yes, the gold tank variant of the T54, although it just seems not quite as good. Tier 9 is not littered with many gold or collectible tanks, but this is one of them, and unfortunately I feel it's probably the worst of the bunch. It's okay. It's got good mobility. The gun is iffy. You know, I don't know. There's nothing about it that really stands out. I can't say why it's really bad or good. It's just kind of an okay tank. That's why it makes my number 4. Coming in at number 3. Now this is a little bit controversial. I know some people might really like this tank, but I'm gonna give it to the Type 61. Yeah, again, another medium, but this tank has almost no armor. What it does have is a fantastic gun, as well as great spotting. So if you use it correctly, it can be a very effective tank. I'm not saying it's not a good tank. I'm saying it's a tough tank for newer players. I think they will really struggle. They're going to get penned left, right, and center, and they're not going to know why. You've got to use gun depression with the Type 61. If you do, it definitely makes the tank an entirely different beast. But you've really got to know how to use gun depression, spotting, and when to push and against who. But it's got a great gun. Coming in at number 2, I've got to give it to, sadly, my PATTON. Yes, the M46 PATTON. Unlike its tier 10 brother, the turret is really kind of meh. So yeah, you might bounce a shot or two if you've got a good position, but you can't really rely on it. It does have great spotting, like the Type 61, but the gun just isn't as reliable. So you've really got to play this tank carefully. That's what I should say. But I've always liked the tank personally. It's just, again, as I said, I just think newer players will struggle with it because of its lack of armor. But coming in at number 1, it has to be, there is no other choice, the Leopard PTA. Now this tank is fast, it's got great DPM, and the gun is solid. And that's about it. It has no armor, and gun depression is not great. I find that most new players just try and use this like a brawler or you know, aggressively, and that is going to get you vaporized. In my opinion, you've got to play it like a sniper to begin with, and then move in slowly, because unlike the Type 61, which can get a good position and just peek over and go from a meh tank to a pretty dang good tank, the Leopard PTA can't really do that. So yeah, what can I say? It's an HE magnet. I'd ram it to high heaven. It's got no armor. You've really got to know how to play if you want to be effective in it. The same as the Leopard. So I definitely think this is one of the toughest lines for new players to play. So honestly, leave it till near the end of your grinding session. I think you'll like life a whole lot better. Anyway, that's all I got for you. I'll see you next time. Snugs on Blitz, out.